for today's session is Importance of ACHENA. KHA Homeopathy Study Group encourages homeopaths around the globe to participate in ACHENA webinar to receive CPD continuing educational credits. We conducted ACHENA accredited webinars in the past with Dr. Jauhar, Karen Allen, and more. ACHENA Accreditation Commission for Homeopathic Education in North America, a non-profit agency founded in 1982 as the Council on Homeopathic Education, is an independent accreditation agency. And ACHENA is a member of Association of Specialized and Professional Accreditors. In December 2020, we did an enlightening session with Anna Wakil, past president of ACHENA. Today, we got privilege to have Karen Allen as our honorable speaker. Karen Allen from San Francisco, California, president of ACHENA, is an experienced integrative healthcare practitioner, CCH, nationally certified in classical homeopathy. After completing the homeopathic program at Pacific Academy of Homeopathic Medicine in San Francisco, Karen began practicing in 1994. She received her National Board Certification in Homeopathy from the Council for Homeopathic Certification in 1996. For the past decade, her work has been primarily focused on endocrine, reproductive, and fertility issues. In 2018, she began the development of Trinity Health Hub as a resource for supporting and expanding homeopathy as an effective and widely available therapeutic option. She is recognized and nationally awarded, whose leadership and teaching has been influential for a generation of homeopaths. As an advocate for credentialing within integrative healthcare, Karen served as a board member and past president of Council for Homeopathic Certification, CHC. In 2013, she was awarded the Distinctive Defining Our Profession Award from the board of CHC for contribution to the profession. In 2015, she received Henry Williams Professional Service Award from National Center for Homeopathy. From 2012 through 2015, she served as Education Director for Homeopaths Without Borders, focusing on establishment of a self-sustaining homeopathic profession in Haiti. From 2013 through 2015, Karen served on the board of directors for the Integrative Health Policy Consortium as a representative for the National Center for Homeopathy. And let us welcome our honorable speaker, Karen Allen, to our webinar.
Thank you so much, Kavita. And thank you, as always, for all of your work that you do to bring so many people together and bring so much wisdom, and you do it with a great generosity of spirit. So thank you for making this possible. Let's dive right in and talk about ACHENA, okay? Some of you may be familiar already, and Kavita gave us just a little bit of what's been going on. We've been an organization since 1982, but we kind of modernized and got a new name and about 10 years ago. So what is ACHENA? Why are we even here? Why are we even doing this? So ACHENA's mission is to promote excellence in education of professional homeopaths. We want to make sure that the standards of education for professional homeopaths are consistent across schools, and that we are involved in these standards that really come from you. They really come from the entire homeopathic community. In fact, just this past year, we had a whole process where all of the people within the homeopathic community were invited to comment on the standards and competencies document, which all of us as homeopaths kind of own, and give our input into it. And we're just now finishing the process of those standards and competencies being translated into what does this mean for accredited schools. So we are the shepherds of that process of how those standards and competencies come from an agreement by all of us in the community into specific things that we want our schools to follow. And then we accredit schools who are choosing to follow those things, and we are a resource to let people know what's accreditation all about and who are the accredited schools that have made the effort to go above and beyond and make sure that their professionalism is very high. So there are 4 important aspects of accreditation. One of them is what we just talked about, the community accepted standards. You know, we don't make that stuff up. We work with every homeopath who wants to comment and share an opinion and be advocating for appropriate education of homeopathy. So that's one aspect. The next aspect is peer review, where the Board of Commissioners, people who are just, as Miranda Castro would say, who are jobbing homeopaths, just people who are busy doing their work, who serve on the commission, and they help schools review to make sure that they are meeting the criteria of the community accepted standards. There's another part of that which invites the schools to reflect, how am I meeting this standard? Is this what I want my school to be doing? How does my school implement the high quality level of education? And what are the outcomes that my students are getting? And is there a process improvement that I can invoke to make sure that my school is really as good as I can help it to be? And so that's the self-study aspect. And then there's documentation of policies and procedures. In order for a school to be accredited, they have to show us, yep, we do actually keep appropriate student records. We do actually keep appropriate financial records. We do actually have all the infrastructure in place to support the students that are coming to see us in a professional way. So, principle number 1. Community accepted standards. You know, accreditation is all about self-regulation. It's not a government body that's coming in and licensing. And standards are an established field all by themselves. There are best practices for establishing and maintaining standards, which ACHENA follows. And every time that the standards and competencies are updated, these originally were created in 2000. In 2010, they were updated. Both of those times, there was an on-site meeting of a lot of interested parties who hammered things out. This time when we did our review, it was during COVID. So we didn't have another chance to do that on site. It was all online, and we invited people to comment and then gathered all of their comments and worked all of it virtually. And the commissioners, people who are on the ACHENA board, are people who are leaders in the field or allied professions or members of the public who are interested in homeopathy. So all of this is part of our community accepted standards. And the schools that are accredited meet standards that help students feel confident that they're going to get a good education, that when they come out the other end, they're going to know what they need to know in order to meet those standards that our community has agreed. So we make sure that the curriculum is up to date, that the faculty are qualified, that there's appropriate student grading, that there are resources that are made available so that the students have a really great learning experience. So the next item is about self-study. And what accreditation sometimes might have the impression of is that we have a formula that you have to follow and you must do all these things. And that's really not how accreditation is at all. Accreditation has standards, and then each school shows us how they meet those standards. And there's actually quite a lot of personal expression from the leadership of the schools about the way that they teach, the way that they meet those standards that are unique for each individual school. And then documentation of policies and procedures. Accredited schools are following their published statements so that they are consistent and fair. The students, the faculty, the administrators, they should all understand what are the rules, what are the guidelines, how is all this working so that we can cooperate well together. And then the last aspect of this is the peer review. And the accreditation reviews are done by people who are working in the field, who understand how important it is to have schools that follow these standards and want to support each school as it individually shows how it meets those standards and becomes accredited. So for those of you who have a college degree of any sort, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, for sure the school that you graduated from had gone through a process of accreditation. So we want homeopaths to have that same high quality standards so that when they are going to a school, they can feel confident that they will be treated professionally, that they will be educated to meet the standards and competencies that we've all agreed on. So who are our schools that are accredited? AHE in Philadelphia, the American Medical College of Homeopathy, the British Institute of Homeopathy that has a program in the United States, the Canadian College of Homeopathic Medicine, the Homeopathy School International in Colorado, the Northwestern Academy of Homeopathy that's in Minnesota, and the School of Homeopathy in the UK. So we also have some additional schools that are in the process now of applying. So let's say that you feel interested in ACHENA and you're thinking, you know, I've got some time. I would be interested in putting a shoulder to that wheel to assure that we get good education. So you might be interested in being an ACHENA board commissioner, where you're helping to complete the work of the organization. You might be interested in peer review school site visits. Now, these all used to be on site, but now they're all online. So anybody from anywhere has access to doing those. You might be interested in the continuing professional development review team. Those folks are the ones who review the applications for continuing education like KHA has. Or outreach and community communications, where we are collaborating with the schools and with the associations, professional associations and state organizations. Or the Department of Education. We are now preparing to apply for Department of Education recognition. We've been in a preparation process for a long time, and now we have a designated contact at the Department of Education, and we are working to get through that application process so that we can be recognized by the Department of Education, which would allow these schools to have student loans. Big step forward, a lot of exciting things going on with ACHENA. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for taking the time to review this. I want to say thank you again for Kavita, for all of the generous time that she puts into bringing all of these speakers together for you. And if you're interested, you can go visit the website. And also here is the contact email address that you can use to reach out to our admin, Amanda Kakuba. And that also gets to me. And that also gets to Rick Catronio, our executive director. So Kavita, do you have any comments or questions?
Thank you so much, Karen, for sharing this great information about ACHENA, because we had it 2 years back and there are a lot of changes, new things have been added and new website changes. There is a lot more information on the website too. And we did receive many questions in this during the webinars or so, but today's session is very helpful and it has answered many of those questions and very useful so that they can watch the recording anytime and participate in the any volunteering activities kind of things also. And we encourage homeopaths to participate in our ACHENA accredited webinars because there is so much hard work and competency, so much is there in this thing, Karen, and you and everyone in the team, they are doing really great job. And thank you so much for your precious time and your gracious presence today at our KHA platform. We are so honored.
Thank you, Kavita. Be well. Take good care.
And due to lack of time, we are not able to take questions at this time, but please email us to khastudy@gmail.com and we will convey to Karen and the team for any more questions. And thank you all. And we will see Karen again at our ACHENA accredited webinar next year with a beautiful topic. And thank you so much, Karen. See you again.
All right. Bye-bye.